What's broke to a guy with a mask? What's broke to a guy with a plan? I just wanna kick it, that's all I ask. Like, let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain, pain. Can I kick it? Just to flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask. Can I?
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. Taken in the end zone, and they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. First carry now. This is Williams. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Chiefs.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 44. Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. And some room to run now. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Heck of a start, a 30-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage.
That looked like a 2-deep coverage, which we call cover 2. And what that really means is you have corners, what we call rolled up in about a 5-yard area on the outside receivers. Then your safeties are back closer to the hash marks near the middle of the field, somewhere around 10 to 12 yards back. So if you can break through the first level, you've got a chance to run before you encounter any type of resistance from the safeties.
We saw the example of it right there. Down right around the 25. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
On 2nd down, it's Carson. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Jones on the stop.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Left side complete to Lockett. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Wilson connects with Tyler Lockett, and the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Marquise Blair on the tackle. It's a gain of 6.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. First catch there for Hill, and he's got a first down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
With the score, Seahawks 7, Chiefs 0.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. He's got Lockett. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Now it's Carson, and they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
Mike, 53, Mike. Here we go.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they're in an early hole. First drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
That good for 22 and a first down. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
4 yards on the pickup.
Mahomes now to throw. Completes it to Hardman. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. From the 35 on second down, Mahomes. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Working from the gun, Mahomes taking a deep shot here for Hardman. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
Mahomes. When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 time.
Looking for the tight end, Olsen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
On the tackle.
Carlos Dunlap, the defensive end, the one to bring him down.
2nd and 7. at the Seahawks' 36-yard line.
From the 36, Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Now Mahomes. That's caught. It's Demarcus Robinson. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Looking to throw is Mahomes. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Kelsey, the intended receiver there, but now it's 3rd and goal.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. And again, it's Mahomes. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Butker's kick here is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
49, left. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Wilson will throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Wilson's pass incomplete. Out of the end zone. Brings up 2nd and goal.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Myers able to knock it through. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. This one into the hands of Metcalf. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them.
It's caught inside the 25, and all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf. 58 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Chiefs 3.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. The 20, 10, and he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 82 yards, and the Chiefs are able to draw a bit closer. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, that's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run. And obviously, ball security is paramount. In today's football, Everyone's coming after the rock. You've got to make sure you protect it and protect the yardage you just gained.
Over the middle, he's got Watkins. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they've met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. They'll run it with Williams. Yeah, Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
I know they're going through all the possibilities right now, but the truth of the matter is a field goal doesn't do them a ton of good. It'd still be a 2-score game, so to me, go for it. Go for it boldly.
They'll go. It's Edwards-Helaire. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Seahawks able to come up with a goal line stand. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
7 at the 29-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards.
A short gain that doesn't get him the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before him. They'll run with Penny. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Forced out to his left. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And here a juke. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 33 yards that time.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
At the 26-yard line.
Carson will take the handoff out of the option play. And he'll take this close to a 1st down at the Chiefs' 21.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Man, this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
17-yard line.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Check 9, check 9. He's checking. Crash.
Option play, and Wilson's going to run with it. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as he'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first one. This from 44 yards out now. Myers' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 44-yard line.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
We've seen that the deep ball has been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Gets this one to Le'Veon Bell. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Mahomes again. And this is intercepted. And now a fumble. The ball's out. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Looking at it from the defense's perspective, they could have really used the football to try to start eating into this deficit.
Yeah, because now possession's so crucial at this stage of the game. And when you've got an opportunity to hop on a turnover and you don't get it, you can feel the frustration all the way up here.
And the offense, they're living right now. Another bounce and break that goes their way.
Oh, boy, he got a favorable spot there. The guys on the sidelines were raising their hands over their head and clasping their hands to signal safety. But the official marked it just outside the end zone at the 1-yard line.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. So the victory here for Seattle, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you